And first up, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is predicting a 25% increase in the price of general goods and services should there be any attempt by government to review or reverse the 50% and 30% benchmark values on some 32 selected items. Now, the items include vehicles and building materials. This followed concerns that the Ghana Revenue Authority was going to enforce an outright reversal of the policy. Now, speaking at a press conference, President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, warned any attempt to introduce this policy in the 2022 budget will disrupt Ghana's distribution sector.
We know fully well that the government is very sensitive to the plight of the Ghanaian trader and the Ghanaian consumer as well, overburdening them with another layer of cost, especially at this time, will be an indictment on the government. So we will appeal to the government to, as a matter of urgency, call for the immediate withdrawal of the statement issued by GRE on the review of the 50% and 30% reduction of the benchmark value policy, and not even consider bringing it into the forthcoming budget statement.
Well, it was anticipated that the Ghana Revenue Authority would enforce a reversal of the benchmark value policy. Now, GUTA would not have any of that.
Of the trading community do not accept and will not accept this directive, and therefore ask members of the trading community to ignore this statement of GRE outright. So we will appeal to the government to, as a matter of urgency, call for the immediate withdrawal of the statement issued by GRE on the review of the 50% and 30% reduction of the benchmark value policy, and not even consider bringing it into the forthcoming budget statement.
Well, that was GUTA's reaction to concerns that the GRA was going to remove the benchmark value on some imported items beginning today. It said in a statement, we want to show you that statement. It says the attention of the Ghana Revenue Authority has been drawn to information circulating on social media with details of a list of products whose benchmark value discounts will be reviewed from Monday, that's today, the 15th of November, 2021. It goes on to say, we wish to state that this document has not received policy approval for implementation. Such policy approval, when obtained, will be communicated during the 2022 budget statement presentation scheduled for the 17th of November 2021. And we'll stay on this a little while longer because the Food and Beverage Association is warning of some disruptions in the value chain of beverage products ahead of the Christmas season. Now, they are saying that that would happen should the benchmark policy be reversed in the 2022 budget. Samuel Agri is Executive Secretary of the Food and Beverage Association.
Benchmark will not affect manufacturing in any way. What we need to ask for is for government to reduce the taxes that we are paying and also reduce the 5% manufacturing or the raw material values that is being paid. With this, we know that manufacturing will then be at the optimal maximum of production, and therefore their manufacturing produce will also be cheaper for the ordinary consumer to patronize. We in the trading business are saying that 0.5 as it was introduced helped a lot. Inadvertently, as time goes on, we have seen the rise of the cedi going up. We have seen other taxes introduced that has affected the cost of produce over time. Now, when we go ahead and introduce this 5%, what it means is that you and I cannot afford the ordinary things that we are buying today. We are asking government to open the door for further interrogation or further discussion so that we can achieve or arrive at a possible way of doing our businesses.
Well, this has been a bone of contention between GUTA and the Association of Ghana Industries. In fact, the AGI last Friday warned of a possible collapse of local manufacturing industries if government does not review the 50% benchmark policy on imported products in the 2022 budget. Here's Humphrey Imdake, who is Vice President of the AGI.
The concern of AGI is that the benchmark value policy that was introduced within the said period has been inimical to manufacturers, specifically between the agrarian businesses and the value addition processes within our manufacturing space. Examples: 1. Local manufacturing is collapsing with the influx of finished imports. Finished imports equally enjoying 50% reduction in their benchmark value. Some of these imports to Ghana already enjoy significant export rebates from their countries of origin. Locally manufactured products, including those for which Ghana already has local production capacity and comparative advantage, have been under serious threat from imports, considering the 50% policy implementation over the period. The situation is further worsened if imports of finished goods are not registered and captured under the VAT scheme and therefore upselling their products in our market without charging any front-end VAT levies. The influx of cheaper imports is making local production highly uncompetitive and discourage investment in the affected sectors. Example, the palm oil industry. The reduction in the benchmark value of imported refined vegetable cooking oil will discourage potential investors for the oil palm sector. Ghana cannot become a net exporter of crude and refined palm oil products to further increase its foreign income reserves. Ghana will need about 100 million to import crude palm oil annually if this policy persists.
Well, to remove or not to remove, that's the question at the moment, and we'll find out definitely when the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, presents the 2022 budget. We're hoping to have some analysis on this. We'll get to it once we have the resource person on. But talking about food, the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Owusu-Efriye-Akoto, has reiterated that Ghana is food secure. Now, according to him, statistics gathered by the ministry shows that there is enough food in the... Dr. Akoto emphasized that the situation would have been worse but for the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative. He was speaking at the inauguration of the new board for the Irrigation Company of Upper Region.
It's very heartwarming to see that in spite of what the naysayers were saying a few months ago, including the former president, that there's going to be famine. In fact, we are on the cusp of a major boom in food production, to the extent that if you monitor the tamale market, for instance, grain market, prices are tumbling, and we are at the beginning of the harvest. The harvest will be at its peak and completed by the end of December, and like all the seasons as we go and come, we expect that it's going to be a very good harvest. The new element of neighboring countries coming to buy from us is good for the farmers, because the farmers are assured of a market for their produce at very remunerative prices. The statistics that we compile in this ministry do not support that. I mean, the size of Kenke that you're talking about, we've had this our 5th year of Planting for Food and Jobs. Nobody complain about the size, reducing size of kenke until this year. Why? Because there was a drought last year in the southern part of this country, a very heavy drought, both in the major and minor season in the forest and the southern part. People forget these things very easily, and that affected supplies. And had it not been the very good harvest that we had in the north, the situation would have been far, far worse. So this year, fortunately, apart from the 1 month delay in the major season rains in the south, the rains have been excellent.
You're watching Business Live. We are taking a short break. We'll have more stories coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We'll turn to one of our top stories tonight. Partner at accounting firm Deloitte Ghana Yao Latte expects long-term policies in the 2022 budget that will propel businesses to support the economy. He has been speaking to Joy Business ahead of the 2022 budget presentation.
Government should aggressively implement programs that will support businesses drive economic growth. We are in phase 2 of the Obatampa Cares program. And the phase 2 of the Obatampa Cares program, the 100 billion, is supposed to drive businesses or get the private sector to grow the economy. And so I'm expecting a lot more long-term policies aimed at supporting businesses being the drivers of economic growth. I'm very little of government programs, short-term programs, that some of them have not proven to be very sustainable. All the programs that government set out in the mid-year, for instance, the National Development Bank, the Youth Bank, and then the Venture Capital Fund to support youth in agriculture and so on and so forth. I'm expecting those programs to be implemented strongly so that we can have sustainable employment for our youth rather than the short-term programs that we have, which have not appeared to be sustainable.
Now, a process to revive Ghana's collapsed timber industry has begun. Lands and Natural Resources Minister Samuel Abu-Jinapor says government is treating it with all the urgency it deserves to make the industry viable again. The sector minister has been speaking in a meeting with staff of the London office of the Forestry Commission.
Most importantly is the timber industry. We all are fully aware of the importance of timber to our economy, to our national economy, and even it being part of the national heritage of Ghana. But for some reason, through systematic actions and inactions and commissions and omissions over the years, we've lost that industry. Ghana really does not have a timber industry worth its salt again. Timber industry in words, but on the ground, the industry does not exist. And we have at the ministry, in accordance with the thinking of the president, began a very robust effort to revive the timber industry in our country. The deputy minister has just been briefing me that a report of a task force I put together to interrogate the industry in its totality is ready for presentation when we return to Accra. And I believe that you will play a critical role if we are going to revamp this industry. All the linkages of the industry, the full contours of that industry, whether it's at the point of the plantations or the point of the kind of machineries which are required by the people who process the timber and so on and so forth, and also getting private involvement in that sector and all of that. I believe this office is going to play a critical role.
Well, earlier we were telling you about the inauguration of the new ICO board. Well, the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Usefi Akoto, has charged members of the board of Irrigation Company of Upper Region, ICO, to work hard and ensure the business is successful. Now, the Tono Irrigation project, one of its mandates, has failed to live up to expectation despite an investment of $36 million. Now, according to him, it is the biggest investment ever made in the agri sector, yet lack of proper management has led to the collapse of the irrigation system. He was speaking at the inauguration of the new board of the Irrigation Company of the Upper Region. The Tono Dam is one of the largest agricultural dams in West Africa, located in the Upper East region. It was built in 1970. However, it has been malfunctioning for 14 years now. Speaking at the inauguration of the new board of the Irrigation Company of the Upper East region, the Agri Minister admonished the members to use new management techniques to be productive.
Tono Irrigation Rehabilitation Program is in its 4th or 5th year, and the total investment cost is about $36 million. The original project was initiated in the middle of the 1970s, and the scheme, because of lack of proper management, maintenance and so on, has been allowed to run down over the 40 years or so. There have been new changes to ensure that we don't go and borrow another $38 million in the next 40 years. And I'm appealing to the new board, which I've just sworn in, to be up and doing, to have vision and to have drive to bring new power into that project.
Managing Director of Irrigation Company of Upper East Region, Dr. Benedict Bonaventure, indicated that measures are being put in place to monetize the operations of irrigation to boost food production in the country.
It was a dilapidated scheme. All these works have come in, so we are now planning to come into serious farming with these cash crops. In fact, like the Honorable Regional Minister has said, we have had several meetings planning to come in to make sure that people don't go to Burkina again. This time is not farming as usual, it's farming as a business. And the 3 meetings that we have had, even including the stakeholders, like those who come to buy the tomatoes, it is that they are coming to sign contracts with what we have in our schemes, like the water use associations, so that they will come and take off the produce.
Meanwhile, chairman of the board, who doubles as the regional minister of the Upper East region, Stephen Yakubu, has assured that his outfit will work hard to achieve the core mandate of the Tono Irrigation project in 2 years.
On behalf of the board, I want to assure Honorable Minister that we'll make sure the core mandate of Tono will be achieved. And we are going to run Tono as business in the Upper East to make sure that we produce the results. I think I have met management, not management, I've met the CEO in our discussions, and I've actually tasked them that within 2 years, I don't want Ghanaians to cross the border to buy tomatoes anymore. And already we are taking a lot of steps to make sure this happens.
All right, that's Business Live tonight. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Just want to give you an idea, the stories trending there at the moment. We've been talking about the benchmark value policy. As reported tonight, GUTA is warning that a 25% increase in the price of a 25% increase in the price of goods if the policy is reversed. Also making headlines on that website, government spending arrears clearance within target, but concerns remain over arrears build-up. That's according to the Bank of Ghana. You can read more on that and other stories on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching. We'll be back same time tomorrow.